a barber, a hairstylist, a babysitter? Do you have a maid service? Depending on how much you make, you can still receive your benefits from SSI, GR, and CalWorks. If you need some money now, call Tax Legend and we'll show you how. 310-412-1400. You don't have to wait until February 15th. Tax Legend can get you up to $6,500 before anyone else. Don't delay. We get you paid today. Tax Legend, located at 1855 West Manchester on the corner of St. Andrews Crossing Western. Tax Legend. Call 310-412-1400. 310-412-1400. It's tax season.
Daddy, please tell me the story about the little girl with superpowers who magically turns sad frowns with rotten cavities and crooked yellow teeth into gleaming white smiles with straight teeth.
Once upon a time, far, far away, lived a beautiful little girl who traveled around the world in search of the most highly skilled, talented, and friendly dentist on the planet. Then, in a blink of an eye, she created a huge multi-million-dollar state-of-the-art high-tech dental office with a dental lab on the premise for same-day dental implants.
Wow, that's amazing, Daddy.
It's like a fun day at the beach for your mouth. The dental gods call it New Image Dental, the greatest dental office on earth. Home of Dr. Adams and her team of highly skilled, beautiful female dentists practicing pain-free dentistry, featuring 100% financing. New Image Dental, 1608 Centinela Avenue in Inglewood. Log on to newimageddental.org, 310-216-9600. No more singing the blues, as Dr. Adams says, we cater to cowards.
Savant Theater, Beverly Hills. Yes, sir. Tickets for Kjlh's live in concert Valentine's Day, February 14th is a perfect Valentine's gift for your lady. Savant Theater, Beverly Hills. What is the emergency, ma'am? Yes, by all means. It's an excellent single girls' night out concert. Take Valentine's Day. Yes.
Tank, Valentine's Day, singing his new smash hit, Dirty, hosted by De La Mar and Big Daddy Mama Q at the Eminent Savant Theater in Beverly Hills. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com and the Savant Theater box office. Enter to win tickets at newimageddental.org, home of Dr. Adams and her team of highly skilled, beautiful female dentists on Centinela Avenue in Inglewood. Tank, Valentine's Day, produced by Behind the Scenes Events. Transportation by Norman Lowe's Limousine Service, 1-800-400-9771.
Message and data rates may apply. Individual results may vary. See website for details.
There's nothing I love more than crawling around on the bathroom floor looking for a lost contact lens.
Said no one ever. The best is when my glasses fog up and I can't see a thing. Said no one ever. No one likes the inconvenience, discomfort, and expense of contacts and glasses. So get ready to send a text because the LASIK Vision Institute is offering absolutely free consultations and an extra 20% discount on LASIK. Simply text COOL to 350350. This is FDA-approved LASIK technology that gives the majority of patients 20/20 vision for a fraction of what others charge. They've already performed over 1 million procedures. Now it's your turn.
I love dry contacts. Losing my glasses? Wonderful.
Said no one, ever. For an absolutely free consultation and a 20% discount off LASIK packages, text COOL to 350350. Better vision, better value at the LASIK Vision Institute. Text COOL to 350350. That's COOL to 350350.
Watch my back, baby. Oh, that's not my back.
Oh, excuse me.
Boy, you're so crazy.
It's 2 a.m. Who is it? Hey, lover, your rent's due. Stop ducking and dodging me. Living in Malibu ain't cheap.
Shoot, hold on. Dang, I can't roll 2 nickels together.
Baby, you better call PicoUnionPawn.com and get a cash loan on the spot. They're open 24 hours a day.
Gold is selling at an all-time high. PicoUnionPawn.com buys gold and silver jewelry in any condition. Even broken chains, necklaces, bracelets, watches, class rings, diamonds, wedding bands, and old sterling silver coffee pots and flatware. They will even loan you money on digital cameras, computers, flat-screen TVs, stereos, power tools, and DVD players. And if you need cash for gas, food, medical bills, rent, or your child's school tuition, go to PicoUnionPawn.com on Pico Boulevard, 2 blocks east of La Brea, or call 323-931-1616.
It was her first concert, so we were nervous.
Well, Dad was.
And thanks to Total Wireless, we got her the phone she loved.
It's amazing.
On the nation's largest, most dependable 4G LTE network for a lot less than you'd expect. Now we can always stay connected.
Does it have to be always, Dad?
Hey,
You got this with Total Wireless. Get the nation's largest and most dependable 4G LTE network for $25 per line for 4 lines. Available at Walmart for an everyday low price. Total Wireless, total confidence. Please refer to the latest terms and conditions at totalwireless.com.
And now, a quick comparison from Grasshopper. When picking a phone number for business, what sounds more professional? Your personal number?
Hold on, let me give you my cell. And actually, let me get yours too, just so I don't ignore your call, you know?
Or a dedicated business number, courtesy of Grasshopper?
It was a pleasure meeting you. Our number is 1-833-IT-TROOP. Give us a call anytime.
There's no contest. Put your best voice forward with Grasshopper, the virtual phone system for small business. Try it free at grasshopper.com.
You know when you have about a billion things to do today, and then you realize you're out of whatever it is that you really need, and next day shipping isn't going to cut it because you really need it in like an hour. Yeah, that's when you turn to Office Depot Office Max. Buy what you need online at OfficeDepot.com or on our app and pick it up in store for free in just 1 hour so you can get back to whatever else is lurking on your to-do list. Now save up to 50% at the Big Chair event. That's up to 50% off at Office Depot Office Max. Offer expires February 16th, 2019.
While beautiful to behold, the all-new 2019 Mercedes-Benz C-Class is built to be driven. Choose from 5 driving modes to fit the mood you're in and the road you're on. Go to MVUSA.com or visit your Mercedes-Benz dealers of Southern California to schedule your test drive today.
Oh, we're on. So the Grammys happened last night, and we're going to talk about it and update you on all the winners, the losers, and the sore losers as well. Childish Gambino walks away with Song of the Year and Record of the Year.
Relax. Tickets and Tammy Mac. It's happy hour.
You know what time it is.
On Radio Free 102.3 KJLH.
Love Show tickets tank coming up for you. Also got that Live Nation Presents Valentine's Super Love Jam. It's love all over the place, y'all. The Whispers, Heatwave, the Delphonics, GQ, and more at the Honda Center. Saturday, February 16th at 7:30 p.m. So I'm going to hook you guys up with those tickets right now. Would be a good time, don't you think? Yeah. Shout out to my boy Major for having that Grammy nod, his first ever Grammy nomination. That's my boy, not only my homeboy from Houston, but he's a friend of mine, and I have to show him mad love for his first Grammy nomination. He was up against Charlie Wilson, y'all. Like, what you gonna do with that? Leon Bridges. So, look, Major, congratulations on the Grammy nomination. You are a part of the class now, my brother, and everything about last night was all good to you and good for you, and we celebrate you, my brother. If you know Major, give him a text. Tell him Tammi Mack said, congratulations, you still gold to me, babe.
102.3 Radio Free KJLH, commemorating Black History Month with Proven Achievers 2019.
Brought to you by Pepperdine Graduate School of Education and Psychology.
We celebrate those in our community who have blazed a path of excellence and demonstrated effectiveness in the empowerment of the community through compassion, enthusiasm, and sacrifice. All month long, you'll hear from these individuals as they tell their story, their background, their influences, and describe what drives them to uplift the beloved community. Listen, watch, all on our social media platforms. Share with your network and spread the word about these heroes of our community. The 2019 KJLH Proven Achievers are
Sharice Bremen Weaver, Judge Rupert Birdsong, Karen Earl, Dr. Lillian Asamoah, Mr. Namdi Asamoah, and Junior Proven Achiever, Miss Zion Irvin.
Congratulations! The KJLH Proven Achievers 2019 are excellence personified.
Brought to you by Pepperdine Graduate School of Education and Psychology.
If natural gas demand is high, SoCal Gas may issue a dial it down alert. If that happens, everyone join in. All together now. Set your thermostat to 68 or lower. Wash your clothes in cold water. Make your showers a little shorter. All together now. Let's dial it down.
Learn about more ways to conserve natural gas at socalgas.com/dial-it-down.
We go to great lengths to protect our families. We install outlet covers, baby-proof the stairs, and even tell our kids not to run with scissors. But there's one thing we often overlook. If you live in an apartment building and have a neighbor who smokes, your family could be in danger. Toxic smoke can travel through cracks in the walls and even the pipes, and the only way to stop it is by urging your landlord to make your building completely smoke-free. Protect your family. Find out how at tobaccofreeca.com.
Have you been involved in a serious accident? Do you want to talk to your attorney directly? Please let me introduce myself. My name is Homa Malayam. I've been practicing law for almost 30 years, and I've helped thousands of people successfully win their cases. I will represent you in auto accidents, motorcycles, bikes, pedestrians, wrongful death, and dog bites. Don't wait. Call me at 310-207-9009 for your free consultation. Remember, if there is no recovery, there is no fee. I pride myself in providing you with personal attention, dedication, and commitment in pursuing your best interests and recovering the maximum compensation you deserve. I truly care about my clients, and I will provide you with great referrals for car rentals, physical therapy, and body shops. Before your case is closed, I will follow up to make sure everything has been taken care of. Don't hesitate. Call me at 310-207-9009. My goals match yours. Consultation is free. Don't hesitate. Call me 310-207-9009.
Support comes from UCLA Center for the Art of Performance, presenting one of New Orleans' favorite brass bands, the Soul Rebels, with special guest Big Frida, the Queen of Bounce, and Grammy Award-winning Macy Gray, with her unmistakable brass and unshakable grasp on soul. Start your Mardi Gras festivities early this year at the theater at Ace Hotel on Saturday, February 16th at 8 p.m. Tickets at cap.ucla.edu. Support comes from UCLA Center for the Art of Performance, presenting one of New Orleans' favorite brass bands, the Soul Rebels, with special guest Big Frida, the Queen of Bounce, and Grammy Award-winning Macy Gray, with her unmistakable rasp and unshakable grasp on soul. Start your Mardi Gras festivities early this year at the theater at Ace Hotel on Saturday, February 16th at 8 p.m. Tickets at cap.ucla.edu.
Make some noise! It's happy hour.
on the Turn Up with Tammi Mack.
Do you have any advice for how we can teach kids to also navigate what can be sometimes a very confusing space, because it's not just a country of all black kids and then all white kids. We live in, especially here in California where we're located, we have such an incredibly diverse community of Latinos and Latino Americans, brown kids, and sometimes it's hard to tell people apart. It's hard to figure out. There's plenty of kids of color that pass as white, and it's not often easy to identify who is who and what their background is. So how does one teach one's white kid to navigate all of that, or even one's half white kid?
Yes, that's such a good question, and I think that's something I am absolutely still learning. One way I think is we model for our children what an appropriately curious, sort of honoring kind of question might look like. So for example, just like we teach kids to ask other kids, what is your name? And say, oh, and where are you from? What neighborhood, or where do you live? If they're developing a friendship at school, sometimes I'll say to my kids, oh, I wonder where, how your friend identifies. Does she identify as Latina? And I sort of model sort of a respectful curiosity that tries to not erase difference or make assumptions about who people are because of what they look like, but also isn't sort of objectifying like, oh, that's a black person, or that's a person who is biracial. And so I'm not sure there's perfect answers, but one way I think is ourselves engaging in sort of respectful curiosity that assumes that we have much to learn about any individual person and that they get to tell us who they are, but that also we should be interested in that.
Right. So not just color blindness, because the colorblind approach would be don't ask, don't, just assume that they're all just human in the end. But
right.
So finally, I'm wondering whether you feel that the era of Trump is, to sort of put a positive spin on it, as, it's hard to take anything positive away from Trump's presidency, but that in many ways, Trump has brought to the surface the racism that has lingered beneath the surface in many ways. And it's been, a big conundrum for parents of kids of all colors, all races, to even explain to them what Trump is all about. It's a frightening thing for children to see a president like Trump, because our leaders are supposed to be, well, our leaders. How does one talk about Trump to one's children?
I have tried with my children without overly terrifying them, and this is a terrifying era.
Yeah.
I have tried to not insulate them from what's going on, because I know if I do, they will hear about it at school and then we won't be complicating it at home. I've done things like talk with my children about borders and what they mean and why people are needing to cross them, and helped them think about when children are hungry or there's a war and people feel unsafe, why it might be really important that honoring other people's needs is much more important than a law that's on the books. And so I try and engage them in conversation with language that makes sense to them. I mean, second and third graders, they think about rules. And so we've had a lot of conversations about how rules can sometimes cause harm and meanness to people. And then gently we've talked about that, we are talking about dark-skinned people that we're being taught are bad and shouldn't be crossing our borders.
Well, I want to thank you so much for joining us today to discuss your new book. Certainly something we need more of in such time.
Los Angeles. The station creating Black History 365 days a year.
Motivates me for the future. Black History means recognition.
102.3 Radio Free. KJLH, Compton, Los Angeles, Long Beach, and Inglewood.
Added, "See you on the campaign trail, Liz," with the word trail in caps, which some interpret as an allusion to the genocidal Trail of Tears in the 1800s carried out against Native Americans by Andrew Jackson, who Donald Trump has often praised, having placed a portrait of him in the Oval Office, as well as making a pilgrimage to Jackson's tomb in Tennessee after being sworn in. And since Robert Hockett is now an economic advisor to Congresswoman Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez, we'll also talk about the Green New Deal, which Robert defended on Fox News in a heated exchange with Tucker Carlson, who was quoting passages from an earlier draft, which is no longer even a footnote, but has become a key right-wing talking point. Then we'll speak with an expert on the Middle East, Dr. Alon Ben-Meir, a professor and senior fellow at New York University Center for Global Affairs and a senior fellow at the World Policy Institute. He joins us to discuss the role of Saudi Arabia, which Jeff Bezos pointed to in his recent blog, accusing the parent company of the National Enquirer of extortion, and its head David Pecker of being apoplectic at the mention of Saudi Arabia, writing, "For reasons still to be better understood, the Saudi angle seems to hit a particularly sensitive nerve." We'll also discuss why Trump and Prime Minister Netanyahu are covering up for the Saudi Crown Prince in spite of international condemnation of MBS's role in the murder of Jamal Khashoggi. Then finally, we'll get an analysis of the current situation.
An accident? Choosing the right attorney is...
whose National Security Advisor, John Bolton, recently ordered.
The attorneys at the Barnes firm are ready to help 24/7. If you've been injured, call the Barnes firm now. Fifth Street, Los Angeles, paid spokesperson, Attorney John Sheehan, responsible for this ad. Imagine what your child would feel on their first day of school if they knew what the teacher was teaching. Their self-confidence would soar. You can make that happen. But don't wait for their first day of school. Start their first day of life. Talk, read, and sing with them. Strengthen their brains and set them on a path to succeed. Talk, read, sing. It changes everything. Go to first5california.com to learn more.
At Simple Mobile, you get the no contract advantage. Unlimited talk and text plus 3 gigabytes of high-speed data now for $20 a month for the first 3 months. Just $20 a month on a lightning-fast 4G LTE nationwide network and no contract. That's our best deal ever. Learn more at simplemobile.com. Simple Mobile, out with the old, in with the simple.
Requires new auto re-up enrollment by 3/31/19. $23.75 per month after first 3 months. Credit card and Simple Mobile account required for enrollment. See terms and conditions of service at simplemobile.com.
At Discover, we believe anniversaries should be a time of celebration, not obligation. That's why we think annual fees are ridiculous. And now, just for giving us a try, we're going to give new card members a 1-year anniversary gift they'll never forget. At the end of your first year, we'll match all the cash back you've earned dollar for dollar. No caps and no catches, because we know if you try us, you'll like us. And that's worth every penny. Try it and believe it at discover.com/match. Cashback match offer only for new card members. Limitations apply.
I feel incredible because I called 1-800-WEST-MEDICAL.
Varicose veins, they're ugly, embarrassing, painful, and even dangerous to your health. So why suffer? West Medical can erase your varicose veins in 1 day without pain or downtime. There is no reason to let your varicose veins continue to get larger, more...
Friends, calling on a Mrs. Big varicose vein.
So the next day, Sunday, on the campaign trail in Iowa, Elizabeth Warren made headlines by by answering a question to I think it was a CNN reporter, saying that by the time we get to 2020, Donald Trump may not even be president. And then she went on to say, in fact, he may not even be a free person. And she defended that by basically saying, well, haven't you noticed the news lately? How many investigations are going on? So is she going to continue that tack? Because, I've been saying for the longest time that Trump is not only a criminal but a traitor. And that's based upon endless conversations with people in the intelligence world who have all the facts. And an enormous number of books have uncovered Trump's seedy business past, along with, of course, his long and disgraceful relationship with Russian organized crime and then with the KGB.
Yeah, so it's hard to tell whether she'll continue to talk about that, but it wouldn't be altogether surprising if she did. First of all, it is salient, right? It's being talked about in the news a great deal. Second of all, it's not sort of baselessly being talked about in the news a great deal. I mean, what seems to be coming out is all sorts of evidence to the effect that various investigations that are underway might very well be onto criminal violations. Now, again, we won't know until those investigations are completed, but I mean, given how many people who are so close to Mr. Trump are actually now being indicted, there's really not much higher to go, you might say, in the hierarchy or in the chain than him himself. And given that, right, it's at least plausible to suggest that there might indeed be criminal charges brought. So it would be, not a baseless thing to say. And finally, thirdly, I mean, the way he keeps taunting her with these ridiculous sort of racist taunts, it's a miracle, I think, that...
Like a song we... per month per line from Sprint.
Out of bounds ways in which he attacks her, just like everybody else who he ever attacks.
Well, he obviously is a racist. I mean, he started his campaign with a racial attack on Mexicans, and now he's shut down the government once to get his wall, which is entirely a product of racism and delusion and whipping up white anxiety about, a kind of the cultural dilution coming from the South, the same kind of stuff that Orban talks about in Hungary. So there's no mystery there. But what do I watched the Elizabeth Warren's opening announcement of the presidency, and she seems like she's. We know that she's extremely bright. Well, I've had some email exchanges with her, but I haven't really met her in person. And she strikes me as being really smart, perhaps to the point of it being detrimental. And I'm not sure about this. Let me run it by you. On the one hand, she's clearly very, very schooled in economics and particularly in consumer finance, etc., stuff that she's championed in terms of reforms. But she's not slick like a politician, and that's not necessarily a virtue. So how do you think it's going to play in her being more, I'd say, more like academic than political?
Mm-hmm. So it's hard to say. I mean,
the only way that
right. I think her gut instinct, in other words, is for the little guy. Her gut instinct is to be sort of feistily indignant on behalf of the little guy who's been sort of shafted by an economy that has come increasingly to be sort of rigged against little folk. Even if it weren't intended to be rigged in that way, it has ended up being rigged, right? Even if we were, in other words, to be sort of charitable in our interpretations as to how things got to the point that they are, I think we would still have to admit that it's rigged against them, whether it was intended or not. And that makes her quite indignant in the same way that Harry Truman was. Now, in that sense, right, she doesn't seem like an academic alone. I mean, she seems like a kind of classic populist firebrand, but not of the kind of obnoxious type like Orban or the sort of racist type like Orban, or as Trump seems to be. Really cares about the constituents, right? On the other hand, you're right. I mean, she's been in an academic milieu for a long time, partly because she is so super smart. She, as I remember, she's one of the first, if not the first, I think, in her immediate family to have gone even to college. Maybe I might be wrong about that, so don't hold me to it. But I don't think that I don't think everybody in her background family were all sort of college educated folks. So she's very proud, justly, and her family has been very proud, justly, of her academic accomplishments. And she started, people forget, she started in Oklahoma, going to a community college. Then when she went to law school, she went to Rutgers. I mean, she wasn't some sort of elite type. She just, by sheer brilliance and determination, worked her way up to the very top, where she became a very distinguished Harvard law professor, even though that's not where she started. So there is all of that, and that means that she doesn't tend to be, a kind of mud wrestler type, you might say, as some politicians are, thank God. But she is thoughtful, and she is cerebral, and there is this current in American politics, happily not dominant, but sometimes ascendant, that's kind of anti-intellectual, right? I guess it was Douglas Hofstadter who first wrote about that, right? The anti-intellectual style in American politics.
Right. Well, it was Donald Trump who said, "I love the poorly educated."
To say about that, we're going to talk about Cardi B. Nicki Minaj and BET got into it bad, y'all. I'm going to give you all the tea on that. Also, Ariana Grande won an award but was highly upset with the Grammys. We'll tell you why that happened. And of course, Drake. A lot of people saying he shaded the Grammys when he accepted his award. I'll let you be the decision maker on that. It's all in the tea room. You can talk to Tammi next in the tea room.
If you've been injured in an accident, choosing the right attorney is critical. Choose a law firm with the experience and success that will help you get the best possible result. Injured? Call the Barnes Firm now. 800-8-million. The attorneys at the Barnes Firm are ready to help 24/7. If you've been injured, call the Barnes Firm now.
Fifth Street, Los Angeles, paid spokesperson, Attorney John Sheehan, responsible for this ad. Policies issued by American General Life Insurance Company, Houston, Texas. Not available in all states. For details, visit AIGdirect.com. It takes a lot of courage to face your own death, but I'm glad I finally did. See, I was putting off getting life insurance to protect my family, even though I knew it was important. Then my neighbor's husband died. I watched her struggle emotionally and financially. It really made me face reality. If my husband died, how would I pay the mortgage, the car payments, or keep up the life the kids and I had? I realized I needed to get us life insurance right away. So I called AIG Direct. In less than 5 minutes, I had a quote. I was shocked at how affordable it is. Just $14 a month for $250,000 of term life coverage. I feel so much better knowing my family has protection.
Call AIG Direct right now for a free no-obligation quote. The call takes less than 5 minutes, and you can save up to 70%. Call now, 1-800-900-190.
Change with Tucker Carlson went, and because because they usually put liberals on to sort of ridicule them, but you stood your ground, which you didn't come across like the usual liberal sacrificial goat, which is what Fox News does when they bring on people that they disagree with.
Yeah, so I felt okay right immediately afterwards, but then later on I felt a little badly about it because there's sort of an odd thing, right? As it turned out, we were both talking about or thinking about two distinct documents. Tucker Carlson seems to have been referring to one document, the existence of which I didn't know about at the time. I had recently read a tweet from the Congresswoman herself about a fake document. So once Tucker mentioned things that aren't in the Green New Deal itself, I sort of assumed he must be talking about that fake document that the Congresswoman had tweeted about. It turns out he was actually talking about a different document that apparently maybe some members of the office sent out inadvertently, some sort of an early draft that wasn't meant to go out. So
On Thursday, May 23rd, their new work, Love Heals All Wounds, addresses issues of mass incarceration, immigration, and the destruction of the environment through the vehicle of dams. Tickets are on sale now at cap.ucla.edu. That's cap.ucla.edu. Thursday, May 23rd at Royce Hall. Come see hip-hop dance sensations John Books and Lil Buck. Support comes from UCLA's Center for the Art of Performance. John Books and Little Buck. Their new work, Love Heals All Wounds, addresses issues of mass incarceration, immigration, and the destruction of the environment through the vehicle of dance. Tickets on sale now at cap.ucla.edu. That's cap.ucla.edu.
If you've got the dreaded stuffy nose this cold and flu season, try Sinex Nasal Spray. A couple of quick sprays of Sinex Nasal Spray, and it starts to work in seconds to clear your nose and lasts for up to 12 hours. So be ready when congestion strikes. Sinex Nasal Spray. Use as directed.
The 2019 Radio Free 102.3 KJLH Proven Achievers Honors.
Honoring those in our community who are making a difference every day. Brought to you by U.S. Bank.
I'm Karen Earl, Chief Executive Officer of Genesee Center Incorporated, a domestic violence intervention prevention program serving our community since 1980. My greatest accomplishment is being part of an organization that has literally changed the conversation about domestic violence in our community, including prevention and intervention. For example, including men in the conversation, focusing unapologetically on serving Black women and women of color and unserved and underserved children. And we serve them with the very best. And we're pretty innovative. We've had an on-site legal program for 20 years. We have an entrepreneurship program with a curriculum, youth prevention, Generation J, beautiful facilities, and so much more. The name Genesee is a take on Genesis, which in our minds leads to a new beginning.
The 2019 Radio Free 102.3 KJLH Proven Achievers Honors.
Brought to you by U.S. Bank. Black Girl Magic.
Thank you.
With Tammi Mack on Radio Free 102.3 KJLH.
Tony Braxton.
Blog, real923la.com. Yeah, but we're talking the Grammys. A lot of mixed feelings about the Grammys. They got some stuff right, a lot of stuff wrong. But, we want to know what you think. 866-246-8923. What you think of the Grammys last night?
I gotta say that I love Cardi. I'm proud of her come up, but Nipsey had the best rap album of the year.
I would have said Nipsey or Pusha T should have won that award for sure.
Man, I for sure gotta go with Nipsey.
I ain't mad at that, man.
Hey,
I would love to have seen Victory Lap winning that Grammy.
It's no secret that I'm biased to the West, so of course I wanted Victory Lap to win. But no shade to Cardi, I think she deserved it.
Yeah.
She outworked everybody, bro.
Yeah. Shout out to Cardi.
West Coast.
Yeah, she was pregnant, man. Shooting videos, bro. Anyway, right now, let's do this Post Malone and Sway Lee at Sunflower on Real 92.3.
Florida, New World. Ever is gonna play your song of the hour. If you missed it a minute ago, I'm gonna tell you right now. Right when he plays Sunflower, Post Malone, you're gonna be calling 106, and you're gonna get your tickets to see Lil Wayne and Nicki Minaj. All right, you got the number right. 818-520-1059. Cool. Save that in your phone. Don't call right now. In 10 minutes, when he plays Sunflower, call in and get your tickets. 5106. Let's get him.
I'm counting my bullets, I'm loading my clips, I'm writing down names, I'm making
So much the Bentley is done
for our traditional Democratic allies.
Yeah, so I mean, I think two of her most foundational sort of instincts, I mean, two things that I mean are just visceral with her, are a complete loathing and contempt for bullying or sort of authoritarianism of any kind, right? Any kind of bullying or throwing weight around or sort of trampling on the rights or the prerogatives or the concerns or the interests or even just the lives of others. Number one. And number two, I think, is she just absolutely loathes and feels just unfathomable contempt for corruption of any kind, right? Any sort of backroom dealings or under the table sorts of dealings where you're subverting established processes that have been democratically determined and are meant themselves to manifest democratic values. Any subversion of processes like this with this kind of, under the table type stuff or being quote unquote transactional in the way that Trump supposedly is, I think just horrifies her. Right? By the way, transactional. I'm sort of happy that we use that word on the one hand because it's much more sort of polite sounding. On the other hand, it is kind of a euphemism, isn't it? Right. Don Corleone was transactional, right?
Right, but that's I think just in closing there, Robert, that's the point. I think that if she keeps saying it like it is and without being crude and disgraceful like Trump.
Getting his big
not going in the gutter, but really nailing this guy for who he is, and using not rough language, but sharply honed, stern language. That would be really refreshing. But I'm just sick of everybody equivocating about this guy and treating him like a normal person and a normal president. And
I love that she's so straight talking, just like Truman. Again, she calls a spade a spade. I mean,
well, tell her to keep it up, okay? And thank you for joining us.
Of course, thank you, Ian. Thanks so much, as always.
And again, I've been speaking with Robert Harkett, a professor of law at Cornell Law School and a fellow at the Century Foundation and a regular commissioned author for the New America Foundation. He also does regular consulting work for the Federal Reserve Bank of New York, the International Monetary Fund, Americans for Financial Reform, and the Occupy Cooperative. And he's recently helped Senator Elizabeth Warren write the Accountable Capitalism Act, and he's currently the public finance advisor to Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and helped write the Green New Deal. We're going to take a brief station break and back looking into why Trump and Netanyahu are going to the mat for Mohammed bin Salman.
Oh, hey, Kjlh, how's it going?
We the best.
Hang on, Kjlh, we're going to get to that in a minute. As I was saying earlier, KPFK's fund drive begins on Tuesday, February 12th.
You always got to prepare for it.
I know. Hang on. So what was radio like for you before you began to listen to KPFK?
When I was young, ain't nobody told me to run on the treadmill. Ain't nobody told me to drink a gallon of water.
Oh, you feel it.
A day. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, I didn't know that. Now they tell me. So I felt like they hit the keys for me. You know what I'm saying? I felt like they didn't want me to win. I'm like, you must know something that we all don't know. And it's just a vibe, you know?
Well, as you know, KPFK is listener supported.
Yeah, I definitely want to do that.
During late February and early March, we'll need lots of phone room volunteers and listener donations. Folks can sign up to be a volunteer today at kpfk.org.
To take the pressure off the chest and to feel good.
It takes just a couple of minutes to fill out the form. Or you can call and register at 818-985-2711. Do it, cuz
we the best. I definitely want to do that.
Welcome back. I'm Ian Masters, and this is Background Briefing, available 24/7 at backgroundbriefing.org. And joining us now is Dr. Alon Ben-Meir, a professor and senior fellow at New York University Center for Global Affairs and a senior fellow at the World Policy Institute, an expert on Middle East politics and affairs, specializing in international negotiations and conflict resolution. Thank you for joining us, Dr. Alon Ben-Meir.
Minaj is being dragged by her lace front. Well, to that, Nicki Minaj tweeted, Young Money will no longer be a part of the BET Experience or Award Show. Summer tour dates dropping soon. But she wasn't finished, though. She says Nicki Minaj didn't revive a whole genre, write her own raps for over a decade, and bring y'all ghetto-ass award shows viewers for y'all to disrespect and bully her like this. F y'all. Well, that escalated quickly. Now who getting dragged? We'll see what it takes for BET to warm up that relationship again. Nicki Minaj not the only one feeling salty. Ariana Grande upset that her ex-boyfriend Mac Miller didn't pick up a Grammy last night, who was up against Cardi B. Ariana Grande tweeted, bull and trash to the Grammy snub. Of course, Mac Miller died last September of an accidental cocaine overdose. However, Ariana did walk away with a Grammy of her own, saying, "I'm super tarnished, but super grateful. Thank you for everything." Drake also picked up a Grammy Award last night, but the Canadian rapper had some advice to those artists who haven't quite reached the level of Grammy status yet.
If there's people who have regular jobs who are coming out in the rain, in the snow, spending their hard-earned money to buy tickets to come to your shows, you don't need this right here. I promise you, you already won.
Now, some say Drake was throwing shade at the Grammys. I say he was just sharing a little advice. Look, and then there was controversy saying that the award show shut Drake out by cutting him off mid-speech. Well, actually, Drake, if you watched it, Drake held the award, looking around for somebody to hand it to, backed away from the mic, and that's why, according to the Grammys, they cut him off. They assumed that he was done. According to Grammy representatives, they also say they offered Drake a chance to come back to finish what he was saying, but he was like, "Nah, I'm good." The question is, was J-Lo good at the Motown tribute?
Listen, music is the message. And if we have somebody from a different culture embracing our music and wanting to do something like that, and especially as she does it, as she did it, that's petty for people to think like that, And I'm sorry to say, but I think she did a great job.
Did we feel J-Lo in our Motown bones last night? Talk to Tammi.
I don't have no problem with J-Lo doing what she did last night. I grew up with Puerto Rican music in New York. It's closely connected to our music. It's connected to our jazz. In these days and times, people are so ignorant, they don't really know the connection. You know what I'm saying? They need to read a book, do something. If they're gonna be about music, they need to know about music. I grew up with Latinos in New York who as dark as me are even darker. J-Lo is our sister.
Art, photo gifts, and more. Plus, my picks. Essentials customers may notice reduced speeds lower.
And this was sort of kind of in between, because Saudis have an interest in undermining him in every which way they can. American media might have been able to provide them with the kind of stories and the photos that's been involved. And that is really what actually happened.
Well, the Daily Beast is reporting that the brother of the girlfriend of Jeff Bezos, Lauren Sanchez, her brother, apparently is the source. At least most people seem to think he's the source of the information that appeared in terms of but there's also a lot of reporting coming out of the Middle East, particularly from the Emirates, about a group of ex-NSA people who were hired by Mohammed bin Zayed, MBZ as he's referred to. It's often considered to be a mentor of MBS, Mohammed bin Salman, the Saudi crown prince. And that has led a lot of people to suggest that there's maybe some Saudi, Emirati hacking involved. I'm trying to follow that. Have you heard anything to that effect?
Well, it is possible that the brother actually was the conduit for that. This is a sort of ongoing developing conspiracy, so to speak, between all these various players. But the truth of the matter is that this whole episode really is one big scheme to continue to cover up for the murder, the butchering of Khashoggi. And anyone who is reigniting, reviving this issue of the murder is being a target of the Saudis. And as I said, I think that...
This is Staples Center and tell me about the big boy sent you.
23,950 MSRP, 2,955 dealer discount equals 23,995 sales price, 2,500 customer cash rebate, 500 President's Day retail bonus cash equals 17,995 net cost. All advertised price exclude government fees and taxes, any finance charges, any dealer document processing charge, any electronic filing charge, and any emission testing charge. Expires 2/28/2019.
There's never been a better time to switch to Sprint Unlimited and enjoy a great wireless plan at an amazing price. For a limited time, make the switch to Sprint and get your third, fourth, and fifth lines free. That means 5 lines of unlimited for just $20 per month per line. That's a savings of more than $1,000 your first year over Verizon and AT&T. Hurry to a Sprint store. Visit sprint.com/unlimited or call 800-SPRINT1. Make the switch to Sprint today and get your third, fourth, and fifth lines free. That's 5 lines of unlimited for just $20 per month per line from Sprint. A network built for unlimited. This is a limited time offer, so act now. After 1/31/2020, get $32 per month per line for 5 lines of unlimited basic with auto pay. Savings compared to Verizon Go Unlimited and AT&T Unlimited or more for 5 lines. Features differ. Coverage and offer not available everywhere. Excludes taxes, fees, and roaming. Subject to credit and $30 activation fee. Speed maximums, use rules, and restrictions apply.
They can even insure you without a...
Something else to distract attention. The other problem. So this is not to me. This is almost natural. What happened? They wanted to bury the whole issue of Khashoggi, and they were going to any length to try to do that. And the question is why the United States, actually I should say the Trump administration.
Amazing. We heard you could use some help with a move. Well, me and my family have to move next month. Me and my boyfriend are both disabled Marine Corps veterans, and I can't lift very heavy objects. I take care of my younger brother. We're all in school full time. We don't work, so money's always kind of tight.
Well, Honda would like to help. We're going to get you a professional moving company.
Wow. That's so amazing. There's not a whole lot of good going around in the world sometimes, so it's nice to have you guys there to help.
Today we help some veterans move, and we can help you too with a great deal on a reliable award-winning Honda, like the CR-V. And Honda was named 2019 Best SUV Brand by U.S. News & World Report. Visit SoCalHondaDealers.com to find a helpful Honda dealer near you. Christina is a real person and was paid to be on the radio. View U.S. News Best Cars at cars.usnews.com.
So yeah, a spaceship drops me off. 3 days later, I wake up in a cornfield.
Amazing. Who else wants to share their story with the group?
I ate a new burger from Carl's Jr. with a Beyond Meat patty. It was juicy, charbroiled, all the delicious flavor, but with a patty made from plants. How's that even possible? Wow.
Oh, powerful.
Guys, I was a... Carl's Jr. Till one. The E, the C, the T, the O, O, O.